Hello. Today might be my last day of working. I struggle with being overwhelmed sometimes, right? Little things can bother me, and I don't understand why. It's just, I guess it's because they add up, and I liked things that are familiar as well. For a while, I worked at this wonderful place that I loved. But then it started to wear down on me. I loved what I did at first, and I really enjoyed it. After a while, it started getting stressful and I got anxious. I just became overwhelmed with myself, with the environment, with things I didn't even know I had. Like, I have really bad spatial awareness, and that can be troubling. It could be a problem because the world is so big, right? It's so big. And most people, they can just see everything as it is. And me, because I see everything more intensely, which is true in a way, I get overwhelmed with the world much easier than other people do. I see everything. My brain, when I let it tries to look at everything, filter in the information of everything that I see. And so it's kind of like, I don't know if it's familiar, but it's kind of like some of those science fiction films that are they'll have like a HUD, a heads-up display, which is like over their head, and it'll be like analyzing everything in the room, and it'll tell you what everything is. It'll have a little name of what it is, a description of what it's used for and what it's called, and history and all that stuff. And it does all this analyzing in a split second. My brain does that. My brain does that, except for I don't let it, because if I did that with everything, it would be bombarding me. So I block things out. I close my mind and only focus on what's in front of me, what's directly in front of me. And sometimes I will look at one thing and then look back at the center. One thing, look back at the center. And my brain just gets fixated on that thing. It's kind of weird, but my point is that the world is too much for me sometimes. And I don't know what I can do about that. When someone tries to tell me where something is, for example, like, it's over there in that bin on the shelf over there, I'm like, where? I haven't seen this shelf, and I've been here, I've seen this place many, many, many times, like every single day for weeks on end, and I don't know where it is, and then it clicks. I'm like, oh, I've seen that shelf. I've seen it. I've never registered it. I've never processed it enough to have it in my memory. So it's always been like kind of in the background. So that's how most things are with me. When a small thing doesn't go the way I'm used to it going, the way I expect it to go, the way I like it to go, because I like things to be expected to go as they are expected to. And when they don't, it triggers me, it makes me overwhelmed, I get frustrated and annoyed, and I struggle with that. So, for example, if I'm working on something and my chair keeps going down, even though I had it all the way up at the highest setting, keeps going down all the way to the bottom, to the floor. That's annoying to most people, right? It's like, it's a little thing, right? Me, if I have to adjust it over and over and over and over, that's something that I have to stop what I'm doing think of where the lever is, because otherwise it's too overwhelming, right? I can't just muscle memory it unless it's, well, it was a new chair in this case, but not a new one, but like a one I haven't been in before. But that kind of thing overwhelms me. And, well, it's not just the one thing individually, but adding up these tiny things. I have been dealing with issues at work for a very long time. And I don't think I can do a neurotypical job. Everyone expects me to get a full-time neurotypical job that I can just work any job, right? You can work any job. There's so many jobs available. You can work at Safeway. You can work at Walmart. I struggle with a job I love. What do you expect me to do with a job I hate? Anyway, that's kind of all I had to talk about today, but my dad suggested I make more of these videos, so I'm thinking about doing that, editing these and posting them. So if you see this, hi, I'm Laura. I also go by Luma or Luxio Luma on Instagram right now. I want to post more advocacy about autism because my autism is very unique in my opinion, my eyes, and everyone who's met me has agreed that I'm high functioning and low functioning. I can express my thoughts, my frustrations, but I still have them, just like other autistic people do. So, that being said, I think this will be it for today.